thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be my Will I Buy It. I post my Will I Buy It videos every single Wednesday where I'm chatting about new makeup releases, letting you know a little bit about them, my thoughts on them, and if I'm planning to pick them up or if I'm going to pass over them. And I do have a lot to chat about this week, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Alright, so I do want to say that I'm filming this on Friday. I don't normally film my videos, my Will I Buy It videos this far in advance, but I'm going to be out of town for a couple days next week, so I want to make sure I have everything filmed and ready to go. If you don't know, we are an Army family, so a bunch of my immediate family, including my mom, actually lives in Alabama. I live in Iowa, but my mom is up in Iowa again for the summer visiting. She has sisters and such that live back here in Iowa as well, so I get to go up. It's a couple hour drive for me next week, but I get to see her and visit with her and my little brother, and I'm really excited about that. So in order to have some days off to spend with them means I'm pre-filming and trying to get everything ready so I can just relax and hang out. So if something comes out over the weekend or early next week, normally I would be able to put that in my Will I Buy videos, but just so you know, if you're like, why did you not talk about that? It's because the video has already been filmed, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, so I was getting a bunch of tags on this one from Juvia'S place, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused at first as to what exactly it was, but on the Juvia'S place Instagram, it says, Magic Palette Resize Alert. Due to requests from customers to keep our palettes more travel friendly, the Magic Palette pan size is now 26.5 mm, which is the same size as the pans in the Nubian palette. Still a huge palette if you ask us. So I think it's just the Magic palette is just kind of like shrunk down a little bit. I don't have the original Magic palette, so I'm not exactly sure how large it is, but you know, that's pretty cool that they're listening to a bunch of the requests and made it a little bit smaller, easier for travel. That's fantastic. I believe it's $25 if I didn't already say that. So I mean, from what I understand, it's not necessarily a new palette, it's just a new size. But I was getting some tags on it. I don't think that I need this particular palette. I do like that it's smaller. I do like smaller palettes, especially for traveling instead of carrying something too big or too bulky. But just kind of looking at the inside of the Magic palette, I think that I have a lot of these shades kind of across the Juvia'S place palettes that I already own, because I do have quite a few of them. The Saharan 2, the Deuce or Douce palette, the Festival palette. I'm most interested right now in the Warrior palette from Juvia'S place. That one did sell out, which I was very sad at. But I'm still eyeing that one, so I kind of want that one before I got this one. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. I enjoy brands that listen to their customers, so that's great. Speaking of, let's move over to the next one that people were tagging me on. So Tarte Cosmetics is coming out with a new collection, and they are coming out with the new Trust and Fairy Dust collection. What is Trust and Fairy Dust? I thought it was just called the Fairy collection. I don't know, what do I know? So it has an eye and cheek palette for $39, a brush set for $42, a mascara for $23, Fairy Dust or glitters for $9, double duty lipsticks for $18, a magnetic palette for $17, a blush is $29. They have a concealer brush for $24, or you can buy the entire thing for $110. Okay, so what I will say is that I don't like to be mean or too negative when it comes to certain things, because are people going to be interested in this collection? Yes. Are people going to buy this collection? Yes. Do people like these kinds of things? Do they like these kinds of shades? Yes. Yes to all of that. So I really try, especially in my Will I Buy It videos, to not be too negative towards something, to not like laugh and poke fun and make fun of something that's coming out, because I know that there are people out there who do like that. I'm a neutral fan myself, and so I know like sometimes when people harp too much on neutral is boring and all these different things, like I'm like, it doesn't have to be though. I mean, you know what I mean? So I really try hard not to do that in my videos, but I can't lie when I say that when I saw this from Tarte, I kind of had to do the eye roll, because I'm so surprised that they're coming out with this still after the April Fool's debacle, and still people being like, Tarte, are you gonna make that palette that you thought was a joke? But instead they're coming out with a the Fairy Dust or something collection. I mean, it just is really surprising to me the palette that they're coming out with looks exactly to me like what they just came out with Aspen Ovard, a very neutral palette. I think it was an eye and cheek palette as well. I mean, it just to me shows that Tarte just continues to be out of touch with people. And I have to say, I got a little bit frustrated in the video that I did post about makeup that I wear the most off camera. I mentioned a Tarte lipstick in there, and I said, you know, Tarte's been doing some things lately that aren't impressing me. I'm not talking about them a lot in my videos. I'm not wearing a lot of their products in my videos, etc. And basically left it from there. And someone commented and said, you need to get over the shade range. It's so tiring listening to people complain about the shade range. Other brands do it too, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know at what point in my video that I said I'm upset with Tarte over the shade range. Did it help? No. But if you go back and you watch my videos, you were seeing Tarte in products that I regret buying. I was talking about products from Tarte that I was returning with the Clay Play, was it the Clay? No, the Park Ave Princess, the Clay Play 2 palette debacle. All of these different things were happening, and I was already thinking that Tarte was being lazy, a little bit unmotivated, out of touch with their consumers and what some people were requesting. And I know that, again, there's a large spectrum of what people want, but I'm sorry, you can't tell me that after releasing the April Fool's joke and seeing how upset people were and how many people wanted that palette, you just brush it off and you keep going on with all of these other things. And I know Tarte is a bigger brand, of course, and they probably have a lot of these already in the works, but I mean, to me, it just is another thing that made me say, like, you made the right decision in what you decided to do with Tarte, because there's been so many things for so many months that I'm like, they're just not listening, or they don't care. I don't know, but it's just super frustrating to me. So I just have to say, when I saw that collection come out, I was kind of just like, really? I mean, where is that palette that you guys were making fun of? You know, I mean, it just is it's so surprising to me. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. So I'm not really going to get into the whole collection because I'm not interested in anything. It's just disappointing to see, though, because Tarte really used to be one of my favorite brands. I bought so much from them. It's why I was buying, you know, the products that I ended up returning, and I was really upset when I was returning some of them, because I was like, what is going on here? Like, you really just put a couple different shades into your original Clay Play palette and tried to pass it off as something new? Really? Like, you guys, that's what you guys are doing over there? So it's just frustrating. So when I saw that, I had to get a little bit frustrated. But again, are there going to be people that are excited for it, that like those colors, that are going to buy that? Yes, I get that, and I know that. I'm not going to be one of them, but it just continues to make me not very impressed with Tarte. Let's move on to happier subjects. I don't like talking about things that make me angry, but Colourpop is coming out with foundation. I thought it was really weird that no one tagged me on this. I'm just kidding. I don't remember what I was doing. I was at my computer for a while, and I logged into Instagram, and it was like tag after tag after tag, and all I think when I see that is like, what came out? And it was the Colourpop foundation. So they're coming out the no filter foundation. They also have the no filter concealer that's already out. It has 42 shades. It's going to be $12. It says lightweight formula, medium to full coverage with a matte finish. It's going to be available on June 14th. I'm really excited about this, quite honestly. The no filter concealer didn't quite work for me, but only because I got the most terrible shade ever for me. It's like 6 shades too light for me. I just use it for my cut crease, like I used it today for this look. That's about all that I can use it for because it's way too light on me. So I can't really, like, I mean, that's not really fair to judge something just solely based on shade, but I'm pretty excited about this. So it has a pump on it. It looks like it has, oh, I mean, 42 shades. It looks like it has a pretty decent range for the shades. $12, like, hello. So medium to full coverage, that makes me happy. Matte finish, I'm kind of like, ugh. I feel like everybody's coming out with a matte foundation right now, which isn't my absolute fave. I prefer more dewy or more luminous, but it's okay, I can get over it. I'm probably gonna go ahead and try this though. I wanted to pick up one of their face duos. I don't know if the Perception palette is back again, but I still want to get the Perception palette from Shayla. I know it's sold out because I tried to buy it the night that it sold out. I think I was like an hour late or something. And then trying the foundation. So I'm probably gonna pick it up. You know, $12 isn't like too bad of a risk. Hopefully I do a better job at my shade this time. I did see that Kathleen Lights posted a video review for it this morning that I'm filming. I haven't been able to watch it yet, but I haven't, like, I'm planning on watching it. I know that she like works really closely with Colourpop, but hopefully she would still give an honest review. But I think they're sending out PR kits, so you know, I'll watch and see. Maybe someone will do like shade swatches or whatever, so I can see what shade would be the best for me. Because the hard thing with Colourpop is, since they are so affordable, you can't do exchanges or returns. So like if you're stuck with something, like if you get something you don't like, you're stuck with it. But you know, $12, like that's not the worst thing ever. But I'm really excited for this. It's really cool to see them, to see Colourpop keep growing and keep putting out new products. And honestly, I'm just excited to see them with a brand new product instead of like coming out with something that's like super similar, but just a little bit different than, you know, another product that they have. They do that a lot with like their eyeshadows and their lipsticks. It's like every time they come out with a collection, it has like 10 new lipstick colors. You're like, how are these different from all of the other lipstick shades you have? So I have to say it's pretty exciting to see brand new products. I know they also have like a blotting powder and I think a loose powder as well, but honestly I was getting so many tags on the foundation, and that's really what I'm most interested in. Loose powders don't get me going too much, and setting powders, I've just bought the Charlotte Tilbury and also the new Urban Decay, so I'm like, no, I'm good. So I think I'll just pick up one of the new foundations and try it out, but I'm pretty excited about that. I think you guys were pretty excited about that too based on the number of tags, but I'd love to know if you're planning on picking it up. I just have one more thing to chat about. I think last week was kind of a longer video, so maybe it's not a bad thing that I'm filming so early. I only have a couple things to chat about, but you know, speaking of the Tarte April Fool's joke, I feel like I've seen a couple of indie brands come out with, you know, palettes inspired by that palette, because obviously a lot of people were really excited for it and wanted to buy it, and now we have another one. So this is the Face Candy Makeup, and this is their Atlantis palette. So it says 12 shades with different finishes for $14, and it's going to be available June 12th on Shop Hush. So I mean, this palette, it looks really cool. So it's got the blues in there, it's got the greens in there, it's got some of these lighter tones, it's got mattes, it's got shimmers. It's $14. That's pretty cool. I think a lot of people are gonna buy this palette. I really do. I'm also interested in it as well. I would like it just because I remember I was on vacation when the what was it called, the Icy Betch fiasco was coming out, and I was like not totally on social media a ton. Like I was trying to enjoy my vacation, but like so many people were so excited, and then when they realized it was April Fool's, they were so mad, and I was getting tags on all of it, and I was like, wait, what is happening here? Like I was like, I need a Wi-Fi connection right now, you know, on the Grand Canyon. Like I need a Wi-Fi connection. But you know, just knowing how many people were excited for it, I got excited when I saw the first photos, because it took me a second to realize that it was just a joke, but I was like, oh, that would be such a cool palette to have. And now we got someone else who's doing it. So this one looks pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. What do you guys think of it though? What do you think? Are you happy that other brands are coming out with a palette like this? Are you still like waiting to see if Tarte releases that palette? Like you're holding on to that hope? Are you planning on getting this one from Shop Hush? Let us know. I'm pretty interested in this one too. It looks like just a really nice colorful palette, but I think this one will probably be pretty successful if I had to guess. But other than that, guys, that is going to do it for this week's Will I Buy It video. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this week's Will I Buy It video. As always, let me know what has your attention and what you are saying no to. I would love to know in the comments. As always, keep tagging me over on Instagram, letting me know what you want to see in these videos. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy this one, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.